My name is Callie. I am an environment artist at the Savannah College of Art and Design, and I'm going to talk about how I made this prop heart cutout door in Maya 2026. It's up on my art station. So first I started with a cube and went in and deleted one of the faces. Using my modeling toolkits, I smoothed it all out to get this sort of nub for the round part of the heart. And in our top view, we're going to move the heart, this nub, to where it needs to be for the final shape. Because we're going to make half of the heart, essentially, and then copy that over. So it's very important that you get it right on the edge of the x-axis, and that's what I'm doing there. So now we're going to take all these vertices, and holding X, we're going to move them onto that exact same axis that top one is on. And like I said before, we're really just trying to make half of a heart here. And then I'll turn on my smooth preview to get a better look of what this might look like. You go in with faces, and then once you're happy with sort of the look, you can copy that over. You just use the mesh combine, and once again still go in and make more edits as you see fit. Most of this project is all going to be about tweaking and going in manually and sort of just making little tiny edits. And I'm going to add 2 edge loops here to add a little bit more control to the sharpness of the heart of the point at the bottom, because when we select all these vertices in the center and go to edit mesh and merge them together, we're going to lose a little bit of that sharpness. And this is because I have the smooth mesh preview turned on right now. This is giving us a good idea of what the heart will look like. So once again, I'm just trying to make a few more edits, get that to where it's going to be. It is not going to be that smooth because now, once we have it, we're really actually just going to hit the smooth button with the polygon tools, and this is what the actual geometry of our heart is going to be. And I go in with the soft selection tool to get a little bit more of an organic shape. But yeah, once again, this is just all about small edits. When you finish that, we can move on to the door. I grab a basic plane and I'm going to scale it to this scale human that I have here in the scene and try to get as perfect quads as possible. Using my attribute editor, I'm just going to push that up. We're going to delete half of these faces and then select the other half and go to edit mesh and then circularize, and then we're going to delete another half of it and then pull all of these faces all the way down. And now you have this sort of door. We got a little messed up bottom. We're going to have to go in manually and then sort of adjust all of these verts. Sometimes you can do this before you pulled it down. And once you're happy with that, we're going to select all these faces and press Ctrl E to extrude them and pull that out to get this sort of thickness to the door, or you can just use the thickness setting in the extrude options. Now we're going to pull the heart that we made earlier over to where we want the cutout for the door to be. And now we have to select our heart first, and then the door, and then we're gonna go to mesh, booleans, and B-A. And we have this. We have to change our geometry setting from mesh to volume, and then we get this really dense, not optimized version that we have to retopologize ourselves. So what we're first going to do is save our scene, because this might crash what we do next. But we're going to go to mesh and retopologize and choose a kind of crazy high number, like 6,000 polys, because we're going to have to go in again manually and delete some of those faces, because the retopologize tool that Maya gives us is pretty alright. It gives you a good baseline of where to start, but there's a good chunk of it that you'll have to do yourself if you want a lot of good cleaning and some nice shapes at the end of the day. You're gonna have to go in and do it yourself, and that might take a while, but once we have this final door, we're gonna make a copy of it and select these edge faces, and then once again, Control E to extrude, and I'm holding Control and pulling out because that scales on every other axis that is not the one you're affecting. And I select these faces to grab this door frame and inverse my selection and then delete that. And we've got more cleaning to do as we have all of these edges that aren't providing any sort of extra shape or detail to the shape. So this is just clogging up the modeling software. We just really don't need these. We're going to delete all of these out. But it's very important that you end up with the same amount of edges on one side as you do as the other, because now we're going to grab both of these edge loops and then bridge it between to get the door frame. And now I do this for realisticness. I grab all of these outer edges and the inner edges and then bevel them slightly because there are no real 90-degree angles. And then we're gonna grab our door and put it in the thing and put our heart in there as well. And I used a basic cylinder and sphere, nothing too fancy for the door frame, as it was for a stylized game. And here it is in marmoset tool bag and textured and everything. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.